Okay, let's try this one more time. I am so sorry. I do not know what's happening. Okay, I'm not technology savvy. Okay, so we need to check for a hole. And if we remember, a hole occurs when something is a zero of both the top and the bottom. Well, the zero of the top is just zero. The zero of the bottoms are +1 and -1, so there's actually no hole here. So none. Okay. Okay. Then the next thing to check for is our horizontal asymptote. In this case, we have to ask ourselves, is it top heavy, bottom heavy, or balanced? And in this case, it's bottom heavy because the exponent on the bottom is bigger than the exponent on the top. Okay, so since it's bottom heavy, that automatically means that y equals 0 is the horizontal asymptote. Okay, and then if we keep going, I want to find my x-intercept. So x-intercept is any zeros of the top, but not of the bottom, and the only zero of the top is 0. So that gives me an x-intercept of 0, 0. And then the y-intercept is if I plug in 0 for x and simplify, what do I get? And the answer is I would get 0 over -1, which is just 0. So my y-intercept is also 0, 0. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to graph this, and hopefully it turns out okay. I don't have my graphing stamp, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, so I have a vertical asymptote at 1. So I'm going to draw that. I have a vertical asymptote at -1. So I'm going to draw that. And I have an x-intercept and a y-intercept right here at 0, 0. Oh, and I have a horizontal asymptote. Excuse me. Can't forget that. Horizontal asymptote. Okay. So remember that the horizontal asymptote, yes, it means that you can't cross it, but you can cross it if it's in between two vertical asymptotes. So really right now, I have 0 clue what this graph looks like without plotting more points or finding out more points. So I need to make a table. And what I'm interested in is values to the left of -1. I need to know, is the graph up here or is it down here? So to the left of -1, let's just say -2, right? Nice, make it nice and easy. So if I plug in -2 here, and you can check my work if you want, but I'm just going to tell you the values. If I plug in -2, I get -2/3, which is, let's just estimate here. Okay, so that tells me that this graph is approaching the vertical asymptote and the horizontal asymptote below the x-axis. Okay, now I need to know what's happening between this vertical asymptote and this x-intercept. So I'm going to plug in a value somewhere between -1 and 0. Let's just do -1/2. If I plug in -1/2, you can check my work. I get 3/4. Okay, so whatever up here somewhere, right? And so I know that this graph is approaching my vertical asymptote above the x-axis. Now I need to keep going. I need to see what's happening between 0 and this vertical asymptote. So I'm going to plug in +1/2. And I end up getting -3/4. So down here. So I know that the graph is approaching the vertical asymptote below the x-axis. And I kind of ran out of room, but we'll make it work. Okay, I'll make another little table here. Now I need to figure out what's going on to the right of this vertical asymptote. So I'm going to plug in +2. And you guessed it, I get, -2/3. Sorry, +2/3. Wow. Which is up here. So I know that it's approaching my vertical and horizontal asymptote above the x-axis. Okay, so and then for B, it's a little bit easier. This is already factored for us, which is nice, but I do need to know what the degree is of this. So the degree has an exponent of 1 on this parenthesis and an exponent of 2 here. So it's a third degree, and it's positive because the number in front of my parentheses is just positive 1. So a third degree that's positive, I know the end behavior is doing this, and that's going to be really important. So we can draw my graph. I do know that I have an x-intercept at positive 1, and that has a multiplicity of 1 because the exponent on the parentheses is 1. And I know that I have a x-intercept at negative 2 with a multiplicity of 2 because the exponent on that parenthesis is 2. Okay, so I have a point here at 1 and a point at negative 2. And I know that it's coming up from the bottom, right? So it's coming up, and at negative 2 has a multiplicity of 2, so it bounces. Okay, and then at 1, it has a multiplicity of 1, so it cuts through, and there's my graph. That's all you need. Okay, so hopefully that made sense to you. Sorry it got chopped up into 3 videos. Watch all 3. 4.7 then will be due. And then if you guys need help on any of this, for first period, Miss Phipps has it off, so you can go and ask her. And then for 6th period, Miss Williams has it off, so you can go and ask her. Or even if there's a teacher with a class, and if as long as you don't disrupt the class, you can go and ask them, whoever you feel comfortable with. Okay, so hopefully that helped. I'll continue to do these, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.